All right, now let's talk about Ron Laster's fills around the horn lines when we get to this chorus. Okay, so that's our basic kind of vamp on that chorus to get it started. Now think about the horns, they'd be like dee-dum, da-dum-dum. Dee-dum, da-dum-dum. So the horns hit in that space. Now Ron would come in and he would play it like with them. So it'd be like that kind of thing. Now the second time he'd come in later. So they'd go da-dum. And then he would come in after that like an answer. And then the third time, he comes in quick again. And then he has this riff. So we got 10 and 13 on the B string down to this 10 on the E string. What we got here is we got see, I waited. B flat. So let's look at that last one again. We got vamp and bump. So once again, Ron Laster just killing that. Now let's look at what comes after that. So we have our vamp again. Or the other part. And obviously you could play this very close to the cuff, like that would be very tight and everything. But I was told by Spike Neely, the percussionist from James Brown, that man, you need to keep that chanking going. Like you want to add those things that add extra percussiveness and things to keep you in time with everybody and just funky groovy stuff, you know. So you don't want to overdo it, but you don't want to feel like you can only do the chank thing and nothing else and no kind of, you know, muted string scratches and stuff. So let's take a look at the next part. So we're going to have a vamp a couple times after all that, and then we're going to be back in the verse 4 times. So this verse is going to have a fill on like the 5th one. So let's take, or at the end of the 4th one, let's take a look at this. 3, 4. Second one. Third. Fourth. Okay, so that's like 11 on the G with 10 on the little E, and you're muting that B string in between. And you go 1 fret at a time, and it just adds a cool little fill, and he does a couple more lines of verse instead of having to go somewhere right then. So let's look at that again. Let's say we're doing the last 2 of this. 3, 4. Here we go. So you kind of wait till after that downbeat. And then you're back to the vamp. Now we have a new part. We have G7 3 times in a row. And then we're going to hit bump, 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 back on that A7 there. Then we're going to have our chorus again. So we got our Ron Laster fills. We got So I counted them from the Mandala Bay House of Blues show from '99, like I was talking about, and it's 18 times of that vamp. Now there would be things where it was a horn section thing that you knew it went a certain amount of times, but it would always be up to James Brown to decide when we moved on. So this one happened to be 18. And here's another thing. There would be a cape routine at this point. So Danny Ray, the master of ceremonies and the cape man, he would come out and bring this great cape and throw it on James Brown, and he would do a bow and all that. So the band is just vamping during all that. And you'd have to wait until that cape was about to get thrown off, and he would turn around and he would give everybody a cue. And that cue would lead into that same type of riff that Ron's been playing through the song here. And actually, Stevie Ray Vaughan was the dude playing the guitar fills on the studio version of Living in America. But right there, Ron Laster goes, and he does his riff again, and it leads us into this B minor bridge. I used to just kind of do the top of it. And you want to just do something funky in there, you know. And then we're jumping up to this F sharp 9 chord to the G 9 chord here. And then we're back to the intro. And James Brown will be talking and saying names and stuff, and he's saying names of places and, you know, all kind of, he's talking about the venue, and you got to wait until he has said everything in the storyline. So on this particular recording, James Brown does this vamp, not 12, not 8, not 16, but 13 times. So he names the hotel after he has named like the venue and the town, you know, Vegas and House of Blues. He says Mandala Bay. And then the cue is given on the 13th one. And you can see that everybody in the band is just ready for it. They know how to hit it. Ron Laster is immediately with his, right after that one hits. The drummers are right on it with a crash. Everybody knows it's coming. The singers are there. They're answering, the horn players, everybody. So this was, I wasn't in the band at this time, obviously, if you see the DVD. But I came in shortly thereafter, and I got to tell you, watching this band perform absolutely blew me away. Like these guitar guys are my idols still. So much love to Keith Jenkins and Ron Laster, rock. And much love to James Brown. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. So we've got our last vamp. We're going to be going into the end of the song now. So we got our... And then you're waiting for that Mandalay Bay, and you're back on that D, main vamp. Now right there, a big low bass note happens, and Ron Laster gets to shoot this riff one more time. So check that out, we got... And I suppose at some point he had to stop doing that for a second. And what tenacity and talent it takes to keep that thing going and keep it sounding smooth. So once again, hats off to Ron Laster and hats off to Keith Jenkins and all the other James Brown guitar players. And this has really been a fun one for me. So living in America, for all its ups and all its downs, that's what we still doing. Much love to everybody.